Hello, everybody. Eyesore the whatever here, doing something maybe a little bit different than what I've been doing lately. It's probably more in line with something you would have seen on my iRanch channel, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like it belongs on that channel. It feels like on this channel, which should be Extra Eyesore, is the best place for this sort of video, even though it could exist on my main channel where it would reach the most people, or it could, be on iRants where it will reach two people. But you know what? I think with some of the streaming and the round 10 zombies that I've been doing on Extra Eyesore, I feel like it's kind of transmorphing into my random gaming variety channel, and I'm okay with that. It's funny because I've tried to do those sort of things. I've tried to do those sort of things several times, actually, and it's just never worked out the way I wanted to. Like, it felt dead on arrival, but just kind of like mindlessly doing it on this channel has really yielded me well results. And so, this Fragpunk video that I have spent the first part not even talking about Fragpag, oh no. I haven't spent the first minute talking about Fragpunk. It's going to be on this channel. Uh, so if you want to see more videos like this on this channel, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, maybe even tell me what you want me to talk about. Maybe be like, hey, have you tried this game out? Have you listened to this thing lately? I'm down. I'm game. But Fragpunk has recently came out in the last week or so, and I have been playing quite a bit of it. I've been playing quite a bit of it. I kind of saw it around on, I think, Twitter, like maybe a few months ago, and it may have been during a beta, it may have been during a reveal, but I basically knew about that game, and I knew about the main hook and premise of that game being the shard cards. And at that point in time, I wasn't super interested. If I'm being completely honest, I wasn't super interested in what Fragpunk had to offer, but in the last month or so, something's changed where I basically got roped into playing a lot of bomb defusal games like, Counter-Strike and Valorant. I don't know what the term I should call it is actually, but your Counter-Strikes and your Valorants. And playing a lot of those with my friends, I suddenly developed a taste. And I've also been playing a lot of The Binding of Isaac with my good friend on, you may have seen him on my streams or on Canada Red Streams, Ray. I've been playing a lot of The Binding of Isaac with him. And so when it's like, oh, here's these shard cards that kind of operate like a roguelike, and you got the bomb defusal, and you got the more arcadey games play, and you got this and that. It was really starting to be interesting to me. And so I think like the day it came out, I got some friends together and we played it. And we were like, yeah, this is pretty good. And then we played it the next day and it was like, yeah, this is still pretty good. And every time we've been playing it, we've been saying like, yeah, this is still pretty good. And I'm enjoying it. That's my first impression. That's my first impression is that I'm enjoying Fragpunk. I feel like there's a lot going on with this game that makes it not an 8 out of 10 for me, maybe a 7. And it's really still in the air if I find myself playing this game in a month. You know? Like that's happening a lot nowadays is that we'll jump from like a multiplayer game like month to month, like a big huge open start that everybody loves and it'll kind of fizzle out eventually. We kind of the most recent example of that has been Marvel Rivals, which Marvel Rivals is still really holding strong to the current. I would seem like it seems like it's going to be there to last. It seems like people are still really enjoying that game. And when I haven't played that game in a while, but what I have played of it, I enjoyed it. So I can see why. I don't think this game has near as much staying power as Marvel Rivals does, whether that be due to the IP, whether that be due to the gameplay systems, whether that be due to the monetization systems. There is a bajillion reasons you could just look at and point and go, hey, you know what? I don't know if I want to do that. So let's dive into it. At the very core of this game, it is a site bomb defusal game, where A and B, and you have an attackers and a defenders. That part, pretty good. The Lancers and their abilities and the guns and the actual gameplay is actually pretty good. Like, I actually really enjoy the gameplay of Fragpunk. Like, I think I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and I'm like, there's not a lot of games where I feel like I have a certain amount of endurance before I get tired of it. And I haven't felt that way with Fragpunk yet. Of course, it could be just because it's fresh. But even newer games, I can have that sort of issue where maybe 30 minutes to an hour in, I'm starting to be like, maybe I want to go do something else. Like my short, my short tolerance, or I don't want to say attention span because it's not like I'm paying attention. Like it's more of a thing where it's like, okay, I want to do something else now. Like it feels more of a tolerance thing because it doesn't feel like, oh, we're still playing Fragpunk. But I haven't had that super duper strongly yet. Like the only thing that's been stopping me from playing the game has been that none of my friends want to play it. But that might be part of the reason why I haven't felt that burnt out with it yet, because my friends haven't been playing it nonstop. We've been playing it maybe an hour or two. So there's still a lot to be debated there, but the gameplay is just nice. Like, I gel with it, I freak with it, I really enjoy it. The gunplay is very familiar to something you may see in like COD. You may go in here thinking it's going to have a lot of movement penalties, a lot of like precise aim and movement and stuff like that. But no, it's more in line with your Call of boobies. And I don't mind that. I think that's a good shakeup. Like I think if I was playing like three different Counter-Strike-esque gunplays, I might be a little bit bored. But I think that's done, and I think that benefits the chaos of the game too. Like and more beyond the fact that it's just fresh, I think it helps. Like I think it helps warrant all of the crazy shard cards because like you can have a lot of variants where it can be hard to be super duper precise or super duper quiet or super duper this or that. And I think having a more arcadey kind of gunplay in systems helps a lot to keep it from feeling overwhelming in those moments. Um, there's a few heroes that like. I just don't care about. Like I don't care about unlocking them. I don't care about like knowing what they do. Like there's a lot of characters who feel like they go, "Oh, here's a teleporter. Here's like there's too many characters that feel like they just have a teleporter and then some sort of util smoke or blind and then like there's too many characters who do that because like right now looking at the character select right now I have the game pulled up to help me gel my thoughts, but you're probably watching some gameplay that I recorded a few days ago. It should be around me in the like low to mid 30s. Like I definitely had ranked unlock. You should be maybe seeing that ranked match, maybe seeing a few shard clashes or whatever. But just know that as I'm recording this, I am looking at the game and I'm navigating everything almost to kind of remind me, help me regurgitate my thoughts and feelings. But like immediately, I think like, okay, who's got a teleport? Who's got a teleport? Um, Zephyr has the invisibility, annoying. Circuit has the teleport, right? Because it's like the little ball that you can use. Conceals Circuit and allows her to place a controllable beacon. Within a limited time, she can teleport to the beacon's location. So that one, so that one allows her to teleport and allows her to see people. And then we have Zephyr, who doesn't teleport, but she has the invisibility, right? Enter optical cloaking mode. Only melee weapons are usable in this state. The mode deactivates upon taking damage or when firearms are used. This is so frustrating sometimes. Like you have to be looking at your HUD for the Zephyr detected at all times, or else you're gonna get stabbed. And it took me a while to get used to it, and now that I'm like more ready for it, it's all right. But what ends up happening is that I see Zephyr detected, and I go, oh okay, and I start running around. And I'm like, please don't stab me, please don't stab me, please don't stab me. And that's not the best thing to do in this sort of game. I don't know about you guys. Oh, oh wait, no, 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 no. She does have a teleport. She has the dagger beacon to get back. And then Spider has a teleport, so that's three teleports. Um, enters Riftwalk mode, becoming invisible and invulnerable, but unable to see other Lancers. Like that's another. It's not necessarily a teleport, but it's in line with the invisibility. And there's just so many things like it's weird because you have all those Lancers, But then I feel like the base ones you have unlocked are pretty unique. Like some of them definitely have their Valorant or maybe even Overwatch counterpart where you're like, okay, yeah, this is clearly this person. Like Nitro reminds me a lot of Killjoy in terms of her utility, but then she also has that like weird siege drone thing that's used for info. I like that a lot. And you got Broker, who's a bit of a default character, like he's just kind of there, but I actually really like him. I like the idea of the rocket launcher in this sort of game. I like how his smoke works. It's a decently unique smoke. There may be something similar to it in Valorant. And oh my gosh, Cherry Bomb is strong. And then you got that, but then there's just a portion of the Lancers that feel like they're disappear and teleport people. And like it feels like why would I pick anybody other than Zephyr for that? Because none of the other ones can go invisible and or teleport while hurting people. Like straight up Kismet, who's the chick with the little cool sunglasses, um Kismet literally can't see anybody. And so if you use that sort of ability, you're just going to like you have to run the risk of somebody being there when you get out. And that's I like that. That's my favorite teleport from a design standpoint. But why would you well, teleport or invisibility? That's my favorite. But why would you use that? Why would you use that over Zephyr's get back dagger beacon or Circuit's little drone thing? Because their drone thing can see people. They're like disguised as sandstorm. So you can't tell which Lancer it is, but you know there's someone there. And that's a bit frustrating for me. That's like my biggest complaint with the Lancer system is that I think that a lot of them are unique. I think a lot of them are fun to play or have on your team, but there's too many smoke teleports. There's too many concussed teleports. There's too many invisibility teleports. Like that just feels like a subset that makes up. Well, how many characters we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So like that's almost that's almost like a fourth to a third of the cast. That's not a percent you want to feel super duper similar. Like if this game had like 30 and there was 3 like that, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I mean, sure there's bound to be repeats." But this early on, it's just kind of upsetting, especially when it's like, "Okay, well, man, I wish you were playing Zephyr." And maybe I'm cringe, maybe I'm dumb, maybe I'm a silly little goose that doesn't understand the niche differences that warrant them being separate characters. And I know they have their niche differences, but it just feels like it's not enough. It's not enough when the roster is this small. And it's weird for me because if there was only one smoke teleport character and those other two disappeared, I'd actually think that the roster was still pretty good. So all that said, I still think the starting roster is pretty decent. I don't know why anybody would play Jaguar. That's about it. Okay, actually, looking at his ability, he has the movement speed increase. I'd probably like that, but we're gonna ignore that. Going the weapons, there's no economy in this mode. There's no economy. It's all just the actual like you just pick the gun and you get to use it. But what happens instead is that you can only use a gun a certain amount of times per side. I like that. I actually really enjoy that. Like I think that's a cool idea. It's a little bit convoluted and it took me a while to understand. Like I had to play the game for like a pretty good amount of time before I understood that mechanic. Like I kind of was like, oh, available times two. All right. So like, is it when I die I can pick it again, or is it like I can only use it like 2 rounds, like regardless of win or lose? And that part was a little bit convoluted, and I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure, chat. I'm still not sure what I am expected to be doing with this weapon thing, and I kind of just operate under the lens that it's 2 times no matter what. It doesn't matter if you live or die. It's 2 times no matter what, which I may be wrong. But I feel like the fact that it's so confusing that I'm someone who's actively seeked how it works and I still can't find it out, that's a little bit upsetting. But I also don't think it's that big of a deal. In terms of the balance, I'm not seeing anything that immediately sticks out as the best. And I'm pretty happy about that. Like I've seen a lot of people use a lot of things, and maybe if I got higher into ranked, I would feel differently. I'd be like, oh my gosh. Um, I think one point of contention that I'm very happy with is how the shotguns feel in this game. And that's a little weird, maybe, but I like how the shotguns feel in this game. It feels like they're actually useful. Doesn't feel like they're broken. Like they feel like the nice middle ground, and I'm very happy about that. At least with the meat maker, I haven't used the boom broom enough to really have an opinion on it. Like it just looked like the damage was too low. But yeah, now let's take a moment to talk about cosmetics. This is one of the things that I'm a little bit shaky on how I actually feel. Like I'm not entirely sure like if I like all the cosmetics or I dislike all the cosmetics because one thing is for sure. The cosmetics are a bit greedy and the cosmetics are a little bit convoluted and there are way too many currencies to be using for these things to the point where going outside of the gameplay and looking at all the menus, looking at the store, looking at the battle pass, looking at the redemption tab where there's like 6 different currencies, it's too much. It's just too much. The thing is that they're trying to give you a constant stream of rewards that make you go, oh, I'm getting this. Oh, I'm unlocking that. Oh, I got this cosmetic. But they also don't want those unlocks to go into certain categories, you know? Like, they don't want there to just be gold and you just use the gold in one spot and you can use it for everything. Because they want to award you with something that you can use to, like, I don't know, unlock a charm or buy a gun skin or something like that. They want to constantly be giving you things for that, but they don't want to constantly be giving you things to unlock all the agents or buy the battle pass or gamble on the pop cans or whatever. And so that creates a lot of convoluted like systems where it wants I play a ranked match and I get gold, glue knight, and rank points, like rank coin. And I have to take that to the store, then I have to take that to the redeem, then I have to click rank, and then I have a certain amount of skins that I can buy for every gun, for gold and silver, for that specific weapon. And I think it's really cool that there's silver and gold skins that you can unlock for free for every gun. But tying it down behind the ranked point system in a way where you have to get your own specific currency for that is a little confusing when you combine that with club currency, with rank currency, with battle pass currency, with membership currency, with the exclusive prize pool currency that you get by buying from the prize pool that you get after you've already gotten everything. I'm not entirely sure. And then you have to get the prize pools, you have to have the pop cans, which you can use the actual real life V-Bucks equivalent, so Fragpunk coins. What did I call it? Fragpunk coins, yes, a premium currency. You can use them to get that, or you can go to the original prize pool and you can use a different pop can. But to buy those pop cans, you can either use real Fragpunk coins or you can use the Glue Knight that you earn every match. But then you only get like stickers and lesser rarity items. Like there's a lot that they want you to unlock. There's a lot that they want to give you for playing the game, and I really, really, really appreciate that fact. But boy, howdy, is it so convoluted and confusing that I have to like sit down my friends and show them every nook and cranny of like, oh hey, there might be something here. Oh, there might be something here. Like, oh, here's where you do your dailies. Here's where you do your weeklies. Oh, here's the you gotta go to the events tab for this one, and everything's in a different place. And I like the fact that those things are there because the alternative is Counter Strike. And in Counter Strike, they say, hey, you level up once a week. Here's your case. Here's your graffiti. But that's only exists if you pay for the game, and that's cool and all. But it's really weak, especially for a free to play game where you only get that reward by purchasing the game. Like, that doesn't feel like I'm really being rewarded for my purchase, or it doesn't feel like something where I'm actually super excited to get back to. The only thing that makes me feel that way about getting my Counter Strike case is the fact that I can sell it on the community market and get some money for my next game. That is cool. I like that a lot. And I feel like that actually maybe makes up for most of my issues that I just brought up because of the fact that it has real tangible currency that you can use on something else. It's almost like getting a coupon. It's like, hey, you've been playing Counter Strike. Here's a coupon on your next Steam purchase. And it's like, oh, sweet, thank you, thank you. But I guess you got Valorant, which just has a battle pass, and there's free tiers in the battle pass, but it's mostly just kind of meh. So it's kind of a double-edged sword because it's like, oh, I'm actually really happy with the amount of free unlockable items you can get in Fragpunk. But Jesus, it's so difficult to understand because there's a bajillion different currencies. And so it almost makes me wish that they, like, for a lot of the events, right? Like, let's see here. You have the porcelain hunting event, right? Go to that event and you have these daily challenges and you do the daily challenges and then it gives you porcelain points, which is its own currency, and then it gives you glutenite points, but then it also gives you porcelain shards, which is its own currency. The porcelain points go to an events pass that gives you more porcelain shards and or other items, including glutenite points that you earn from the missions to get porcelain points, as well as the curiosity pop cans, which, I'm glad those are all there. Part of me thinks that, okay, because hear me out here, guys. You go you go to this menu, yes, and you complete missions that give you porcelain points and they give you porcelain shards, and then they go to the porcelain points earned board and you clear points and it gives you more porcelain shards. I feel like the currency is just there to like give you more more things to earn, where it's like, oh wow, I earned 50 points this match, instead of like every 10 matches you unlocked a gun. Because you take those porcelain shards and you take them and you bring it into the porcelain exchange shop, and where you can redeem your porcelain points on porcelain skin variants to your weapons. All of the things there could just have been unlocked by by putting them in the battle pass. Like, give give like the challenges give you certain points to the battle pass, and instead of getting 600 porcelain shards, just put the actual gun that you're going to unlock with the shards there. Because like, yeah, there's the benefit of like, oh well, that if they give you the currency, that means that they will also be able to make a decision on which one they want. And that's true. That's true. It's like, oh well, I actually really want to unlock the My Way is Your Blossom for for the My Way, and so I want to spend my 1,000 porcelain shards on that specific one, and then maybe I'll get them for the other guns. It don't matter. It's a battle pass. Like that. If it's so easy to unlock everything, where like I can buy 90% of those guns right now with the porcelain shards I have, and I haven't. We're not even like halfway through this event. We're not even halfway through this event's quest, and I already have enough to buy. You know what? Let's figure it out. I'm going back to. Okay, see, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I don't even know where I'm supposed to go because I'm looking at the. Oh, wait, no, I need to go to lobbies. I need to go to events. I need to go to porcelain hunting. Then I need to click view now. And then it brings me back to that menu. Wait, no, that's not where I need to go. I need to go to the porcelain exchange tab and then click redeem. Okay, so there's the fever unlocked. There's the bad moon unlocked. There's the high life unlocked. Here's the My Way unlocked. The revolver, Azure Resolver unlocked. And the vicious Azure Blossom unlocked. And now I have 600, 1200. I have 1200 porcelain shards worth of guns to buy left because they're all the pistols. Like, for example, the AR costed 2 grand, the pistol only cost 300. So if we go back to the time limited, and nope, it's not in time limited, it's in the porcelain collection tab. That also has more than the porcelain collection tab. There's also first time purchase, rank sprint membership, and invite your friends. There's also an account growth. So there's your basic level up. Your basic level ups will also give you guns that are and currency to be using in that shop. Why? I don't know. Okay, okay. So here's the thing. If I do if I do day 4 quest, I will have enough to finish unlocking all of the guns. And then there will still be day 5, day 6, and what how many more? Day 4, day 5, day 6, and day 7. So if I did day 4, that's 5, 6, 7. So there's still 3 more days. That's nearly half of the event left. Why can't you just pad it out with the little guns and make it a little easier? Like, even if that means we unlock a little bit less, I feel like that helps. And then it makes things feel more tangible because it's, its own battle pass. It doesn't feel like, okay, I'm getting this currency. What do I do with it? It's just, bleh. And talking about this convolution, let's so to get to those events that we just talked about, there's no events tab. You have to go to the lobby, you have to go to these little boxes, and then you have to click the events button. It's just too much, man. It's just too much. It's too much for me. And I like the thing is that I actually kind of like it. Okay? I'm gonna be honest. I actually kind of like it. I think this is actually kind of cool. I actually like I'm a monster. I actually like all of this little niche thing because it feels like between every match, there's going to be some exclamation mark that I got to go hunt down, like prey, and I got to go claim 50 boobas to go spend on the rest of the currency and get like 2 pop cans that I'm going to get like 2 stickers with. I like it. But I also know that it's bad. It's like a bad habit where it's like I know this is bad, you know? Like doing ketamine, not a great thing. But like I get a reaction. Well, I don't know if I'd get a reaction from that. I've never actually done it, and I don't condone it. But I'm assuming it'd be similar. But it's so hard to get to the events tab. Like in this whole process of trying to find everything, I haven't seen the level up thing. You know how there's like the little reward pass for like basic level ups for your account level that I talked about? There's also one for reaching the like levels of 5. Why isn't that just part of the normal thing? Why is it its own event? Why is it its own thing? Is it because it's like time limited? Why is it time limited? Why is it time limited if it's based off of reaching an overall account level? That's just frustrating. That's the issue with the events. Going into the store, uh, it kind of has its own Fortnite store where it's like, oh, here's some skins, here's some like weapon skins, and then here's some things. This is the battle pass, this is the gambling. And that's not really that big of a problem. Like the Fragpunk featured coin store, I'm okay with it. I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's too bad. I don't think anything of it really. Now you click on the items, oh mama. There's a bunch of different things at a bunch of different prices with a bunch of different currencies that is borderline possible to deduce what exactly is what. Like anytime I need something from that item store, like the daily case, the rename card, or maybe I'm trying to buy like the original pop cans, like it takes me forever to find it because it seems like there's no rhyme or reason to how things are sorted. The truth is that it's sorted by rarity. And so you have the purple, the blues, and the grays. But the issue is that each of the blue, the purples, and the grays can each be purchased with their own different currency. You have a gray that's spent with the premium currency, but then you can also have a blue that's spent with the uh, that's spent with the glue knight, but then you also have the most basic free to play currency that's a purple. And so it's so difficult because at first I have to find what I'm looking for and then see if it's purchasable with the currency that I need to use. It's just I think it would be better if it was sorted by currency. Maybe this wouldn't be as big as a problem for if I wasn't a free to play player, but that's what I am. And then you go to the redeem tab that we've already talked about, where there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different tabs, each with their own different currency. But at the very least, I know if everything in that tab I'm going to be able to buy because it's part of that category. It's just, oh my gosh. I'm going to mute for a second. I'm building up the phlegm in my throat. I had to cough it out. And then you got the purchase tab, which is just your basic Fragpunks coin thing, and it's the like actual world, real world money. Where 1,015 for 9.99, it has its own rebate system, like a mobile game. I'm fine with this tab. It's everything is well communicated. I feel like the only issue I actually really have with this store is the fact that the items tab is just ranked by rarity, where everything else is based off of currency. Because the featured thing, it either takes you to the curiosity prize pool, or everything's made with Fragpunk coins, and then items is everything. Redeem is separated by the currency. It's its own exclusive earnable currency, but at least it's separated by such. And then you have the purchase, which is the real world money microtransactions. Why is the items just randomly? Like, I don't think everything, like, you could either do the tab system like you do in Redeem, or you could just separate it where it's like, okay, this is the general ballpark of everything that can be bought with gold. Speaking of which, I'm going to open a Sword of Justice pack. I'm going to regret doing this. I didn't know it was something I could use gold on. Ooh, oh wow, these pretty girls. I got some pretty girls. Um, but then it's like, okay, well, what else what other sticker packs can I buy? And then I look, and you have the Wild Dawn and basic sticker packs. Those can only be bought with the Fragpunk coins, but they're used with the premium Fragpunk coin currency, despite being blue. And the thing I just bought was 1,000 coins, and it's purple. They're nowhere near each other. They're a whole aisle down. So it's not sorted by the item type either. It's solely the rarity. And at that point, it looks like that it's alphabetical order, which just doesn't work. Wait, is it all? No, for a second I thought it was all alphabetical, not the rarity. It just so happened. No, because you got gold supply like third to last. Oh, okay. Next on the menu is shard cards, and we're actually gonna calm down a little bit, deflate, take a moment to reflect because I actually really like the shard cards. There's a lot that I think are pretty cool. The Return to Cinder, awesome. Blade Master, that's a fun one. Headshot Master, ooh, that's just a strong one. The King of Eggs, decent. The point is that I think a lot of these are actually really good. And the ones that are either just a bit lame or a bit of a dud, I'm okay with it because the idea is that you could re-roll them. You know, like in this sort of randomness element, you can't just have everything work the way you want it to. And I think in terms of the rank thing, having this sort of asymmetrical abilities is a little scary because, like, yeah, when you have heroes and agents, like, oh, some agents are going to do things that other agents can't on the enemy team, you sort of go like, well, yeah, that's not, that's asymmetrical. It's not symmetrical gameplay design, but that's by the choice of the team because the team could choose to be running the same characters. But with these cards, they're all active and you can refresh them, but those cost the actual points, and so eventually you will run out of the economy. That's a little iffy in terms of like hardcore ranked gameplay, but the kind of person that I am, the kind of gamer that I am, I like that. I like the randomness. I like the roguelike randomness. I like the luck. Like it's luck at the end of the day. Sometimes you're gonna get a card that you just don't see any point in having, like barrier destruction is that one makes me so sad because it takes like the whole squad shooting at the barrier to break it down. But there's just I like that randomness element. In shard class, in like advanced shard class or whatever, Jesus, it takes so long, and the shard thing, it's like that's probably the best way to handle it in terms of making it fair. But oh, it adds so much time to everything. The relics, I'm not gonna lie, the relics kind of pointless. They feel like just another thing to add to spice things up. And it feels like most of the time when I'm playing like ranked or standard, it feels like people forget to equip these, myself included. And that's just how little they feel like they actually matter. Like I always just equip Scales of Unity, which gives you extra points for diffusing, planting, and participating in kill assist. That's the only one I ever use because it's the only one that ever feels like it's just a straight up positive thing. Like there's one where you get HP regen, but it's only if your team has all three shard cards played in a round. And that's kind of tough to do because of what we talked about with there being a few stinkers. And so that doesn't feel like a very consistent one to use. There's some interesting ones. Like there's the one where you get extra points per kill, but you don't get any points for anything else. That's cool. I don't think I'm consistent enough to really use it, so I'm not going to. And after this, we got leaderboard and club. Both of these I don't have a lot to say about. I didn't even really put two and two together that the leaderboard is here until just now. And for the club system, I've made a club system. I've made a club for my friends because of the club currency that you can use in the redeem tab of the store. And so I made a club specifically for that, and I think it's cool. that there is a currency within the club and you as the club can complete the challenges and get the rewards for it. I think that's cool. I think that there's like actually interesting rewards you can get, even if it's very niche, like the Curiosity Pop Can. You could only get like one a month, but like still, like I guess I'm cool with that. I guess that I'm like, I mean, I just think that's fun. I think it gives like a benefit to camaraderie, which is always cool. And that's about it in terms of this like whole menu thing. And so, really, overall, wrapping up, I've been yapping for so long, I'm starting to lose my voice, it feels like. My main issue with this game is that some parts of it are too complicated. The cosmetic things, the cosmetical items in this game are too convoluted, and I feel like there would be a lot to gain from simplifying it down because it makes this game feel like a greedy mobile game. And if you were to simplify that down, what it would actually be is a game that's actually more generous than something, say, like Valorant. Like it would actually be like on the lighter side of, oh, we want to open your wallet and just take all your cosmetics because all the guns are there. The Lancers, you have like five to start with, and you have to unlock them past that point. But it's a system very similar to Valorant. But what I'm actually seeing is that there's stronger gameplay rewards than like most other games I've seen, and it might be because it's a new game, and it might be because they're trying to onboard you in the process. But it's very enjoyable for me as someone who finds like one of my favorite things about video games is unlocking free stuff. Like it just tickles something in my brain. I'm a very frugal person. And so like the idea of being like, ooh, I'm making a free cosmetic. Like that actually, ooh, that hits something fierce in my brain, bro. And I think this game does a really good job of having like rewards that are worth earning as well as rewards that are plenty enough to win. Like it's like it just feels right, but it's so complicated that so many people, sometimes myself included, can't really find or understand what they're supposed to be doing to get that. And it's almost like you have a really good steak, but then like the side dish is just a bit messy. Like it's like, oh well, this gameplay steak is really good, but the mashed potatoes, I feel like why is there like a bunch of different like why is there barbecue sauce, ranch, sour cream, ketchup? Like there's just too much going on with all these like menus. It, the gameplay systems are great, but the systems like the like reward systems like they're supposed to be there to make you be like, "Oh my god, I'm rewarding." Or like, "Oh my god, I'm going to spend money on the game." But it scares me away from it. Where I almost like what I just click play and I go about my day because like messing with anything else is just confusing. And maybe I'm just a boomer. Maybe I'm just old, but I don't think that's the case because there's games like freaking multiverses where like it's also accused of the same thing and I figured it out just fine. But there's still these like hidden things about this game that I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to figure this out in 2 weeks if I'm still playing." And I don't know. I can't be too super duper sour about that because, like I said, at the end of the day, it creates a lot of free content or things to enjoy as a free to play player. But it also just kind of frustrates me because it's like, well, you're doing this because you want your game to be played and you want people to feel like they're like valued and that the time sink is worth it. But it's hard to feel like it's worth it when half of the time sink is figuring out what I'm supposed to be sinking my time into, and that's just meh. That's just meh. And one last thing I want to talk about is the arcade modes. Outbreak is lame. Okay, it's your typical infection kind of mode where it's like, okay, everybody has guns, but then there's one melee zombie or just guy with the melee who's running around stabbing people. If you die with the gun, you become one of the stabby people and you stab all the remaining people. It's just like that, but with the gameplay systems in this, it just doesn't feel good. Like the maps are too complicated that it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. And I respect the idea that it's there, but I ain't playing that. And then the TDM, it's all right. The TDM is actually all right. I think I just don't want to play TDM games. And like, if I did, I would play so many other things that playing a bomb defusal hero agent game for TDM is just no, no. I'm good, bud. I'm good. And there's like a bit of rotation modes. Like I've seen right now it's Mirror Clash, but there's also been like melee only or rockets. And that's cool to see there. Like it's cool to have a few things to just shake it up. But none of the like side modes actually appeal to me in a sense where I want to be playing a side mode. They feel like I'm there if I just want to do something different. And maybe that's what they should be. Because at the end of the day, the main shard class game mode is really fun. It's really fun. I do think the first thing they let you click on is a bit too short. I think the first to four format is just a little bit too short for my liking. Um, if you go to the advanced standard, you're like, oh, okay, now it's first to six. Oh, sweet. But then you have all the weird card captain things that I just don't. I think it just drags down things down. Like when you spend more time setting it up than you can in the actual round, that's just not what this sort of that's not what I want from this sort of game. Like I don't want to spend 2 minutes deciding if I want a turtle on my back. I want to do that in like 10 seconds, you know, equip all my stuff, and then head to the defend bomb site B. Um, but when you go to ranked, it becomes first to six, and then it also it ditches the whole card banning and advancement stuff. So it's weird. It's weird. It feels like the advance is supposed to be a bit more experimental. Like maybe that's what they would want at the end of the day, but they realize it's just too long, too convoluted, so they kind of put it on the back burner. And talking about this again, I will want to say I also want to bring up I love the duels. I suck at them. I think I am like 1 in 4 in duels, and like that's like my ratio. Like it feels like I get a kill like a fourth of the time, or the other times I just get popped in the head because of the way that I've been playing the game. I play pretty good. Like you're seeing the gameplay, I think I play pretty all right. But when it comes to the duels, I just really underperform. It might be a mentality thing, it might be a skill thing, it might be I'm carried by objective. That's probably a big contributor. But despite sucking at the duels, I love the duels. Like I love how tense it feels when it's like, okay, it's like penalty kicks. That's really what it reminds me of is penalty kicks, where it's like, okay, okay, all right, okay, oh no, oh yeah, oh good clutch, good clutch, oh no, oh no, oh that's like it just feels so escalate. It's like especially when you get that 1v1 for that last spot where each team has one left. It's just really fun. Like I don't mind it being like a big section where you yourself will not be playing because you have to wait for all your other teammates and you only get that one life. But in that situation, I don't mind it. Advanced Clash Start, like I don't feel the stakes, you know? Like with duels, like maybe I'm sitting out more than you probably would want your player to, but like you feel the stakes. And so I don't mind it as much. And I think it's a really good shakeup. I think it's really fun. I don't think it's completely demeaning the entire experience. Like, yeah, it's a bit of a shame that that is what is the tiebreaker in this sort of game, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I really don't. So, if you're someone who's sat here and hasn't played the game and you sat through me just going on and on, him on and on about Fragpunk, and you're wondering, "Dear eyesore, should I download this game?" To which I say, it's free. If you like Search and Destroy and COD, if you like Valorant, if you like Overwatch, I think it's worth a shot. I do. I think it's worth the shot. I think it's like you have some friends that you like to try new things with. Like, get them on, be like, hey, let's try this game today. And, like, sure, you have to deal with the install, you might have to deal with the tutorial and stuff, but I think it's worth to give it a shot at the end of the day. I think this game is going to have the longevity as other games that have released lately, like such as Marvel Rivals, or maybe even the finals, because it still feels like a lot of people are playing the finals. I am not one of those people, but it seems like they have their own market. I don't know. I don't think so. Like I'm a little skeptical, but I was also skeptical of the finals, and it seems to be doing all right. But I don't want that fear of success to get in the way of the fact that I actually enjoy this game now. I don't want to be like, oh, this game's going to be a dead game in 3 months because right now it's a good game. It's a fun game. Like I'm enjoying the game right now. Like I don't want to worry about like, oh, oh, I don't know. I don't know if this game will even be alive in 2 to 3 months. And maybe that is something I should be more worried about. But as a free to play player who's just playing, like the only thing I'm losing is the time I'm spending. You know? Like if you're like multiverse, it's like, oh my gosh, I spent at least $50 on that game, and that's something I'm not going to be able to keep. But this game, as a free to play player, I'm not worried about that. I'm just enjoying the current moment. And so maybe be a little bit skeptical before making purchases. Think if this is something that you will really enjoy having, especially since 90% of the purchases just end up being for cosmetics, right? Like all the guns are unlocked. Um, all the guns are unlocked, and everything else you can buy is just cosmetics. The only thing that you can buy that is not cosmetics are the Lancers. And there's plenty of things that you can do to unlock a few free ones. Like you can go and you can claim the message in your inbox, and that gives you enough to buy one. There's a login event bonus. There's the Porcelain Hunter reward. Like that gives you at least three right there. Combined with the fact that if you play the game enough that you really like it, you'll probably just earn enough gold eventually to buy one. So that's four. That's four out of the one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, eight unlockable characters. And reminder that three of them do about the same thing, so that that brings it down to like five, so four out of five, or I should say four out of six. Like you could definitely get what you want out of this game without making a purchase yet. Maybe see how you're feeling before you make that sort of purchase. Be like, oh, this is something that I see myself playing for a decent amount of time, and then at that point, buy the battle pass, buy the currency, buy the skins. Like especially with how much free rewards there are right now. Like I don't feel like I'm naked because like I've earned like several skins for characters. It feels like there's cosmetic things that you could unlock for everybody. You know what? Speaking of which, a leveling system that adds to the convolution that we talked about earlier, but I want to bring up in a positive light here is the character levels. Like this game, a lot of the skins appear to be unlocked via the loot box pop can thing, but you can also unlock a color alt for every character by just reaching level 25 with that character. And then along the way, you get new MVP screens. You get new. Do you get a new emote? Yeah, you get a new emote. You get new weapon skins. You get new stickers. You get literally like every cosmetic type by just leveling up a character. And I think that they're actually not the like they are a little bit weaker than what you can buy in the store, but I think it's still enough to be excited. Like I'm still very excited to be unlocking stuff for like I've been mainly playing Nitro, and I play Chum as well. If you know the kind of person I am in video games, you know that Chum is my goat. But I've been playing more Nitro because Nitro just seems better, honestly. And then I've had Broker as a third wheel. Each one of them, I'm unlocking cosmetics for them at a very natural pace. I'm noticing that it does feel a bit steeper as you level up more and more. Like for example, my level 13 Nitro is at 3K, and let's see, my Chum, who's only level 8, it's 2,000. So of course, as you level up more, it's going to take more and more to unlock those levels. But it's cool character mastery stuff. That's cool. It's cool. Like it feels like you can feel like satiated without having to actually make the cosmetic purchases, and that's something I really appreciate. That's something I really appreciate, especially with how many like stickers and charms you unlock by just playing the game, and then you can put those on your gun using the free to play currency. Like it's all good. It's great. It's unironically awesome. I love that about this game. I love the fact that like there's a lot of like the higher tier, higher quality cosmetics, sure, the ones that are more different and like epic and have a bunch of cool effects and animations and maybe like yeah, you're better off. Like, yeah, those are the ones you're gonna pay for look better, but the ones that you're gonna get for free, like I'm getting them at a decent pace. I'm getting it. Like, it always feels like there's something new that I unlocked, and so that sort of issue that I've heard other people complain about with this game, I actually feel like it's a positive. I just feel like it's a little too complicated, is all. And that just kind of is my whole thing with this game is that I think the gameplay is really good, and I think the free to play and live service elements are actually pretty good too. It's just that the live service elements are a little bit too complicated to where it kind of leaves a bad taste in my stomach, or I should say mouth. But you know what? We'll stick with stomach. Um, if I am playing this game 2 weeks from now, I plan to buy the battle pass because they'll be like, okay, it's $10. It has the thing that I think all battle passes should have, and that you will unlock the currency to buy the next battle pass for free by playing the battle pass and unlocking it and stuff. And that is my favorite thing. This game also has battle passes that never expire, so you don't have to worry about FOMO. Like, there's actually a lot going on here that is good. That is actually really nice. I'm really appreciative of it. It's just a little too complicated in spots. And I think the biggest thing that this game is going to have to deal with is, are people going to be playing it? Do you have a gameplay loop that is fun enough that people will want to play it 2 weeks from now, a month from now, half a year from now, a year from now, 2 years from now? And that's the thing where I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's got to stick the landing. There's not an immediate, like, oh, this is going to last a while, like you might feel with Marvel Rivals. And that's the thing that I'm most curious about is, like, how is this game going to do? How is this game going to do? Where is this game going to go? But right now, I think it's an enjoyable experience. I hope you guys are having fun. If you stuck around this long, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Like, whether it be good, bad, maybe you agree with me, disagree with me. But all around, just let me know, because I'm actually really interested. Because I tend to have weird opinions about these sort of games. I tend to have weird opinions about these sort of games. So that's been the video. I wonder, we are at the 51-minute mark. Ooh, maybe this should go on iRants. You know what, chat? It's not. Or maybe it is. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyways, drive safe. Have a good one. Beep beep. Boop boop.